YouTube faithful, what's going on? It's Captain Crush back in the office. You could see this face because I'm back in the mix. It's New Year 2025, January 6th to be exact. NBA slate, no NFL. NFL came and went. It's gone. The game of the century sold you, me, your mother, your brother, your sister, your father. Everybody got sold on that game. They said it was going to be the game of the century, and brothers and sisters in Christ, it was the game of the century, but not for the reasons we wanted. I literally took a beating yesterday. And when I say beating, I mean I took a beating, my brothers and sisters in Christ. I mean, it hurt so bad. I can't even tell you how bad it hurt because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but let me talk to you. It was absolutely cinema and not in the way that anybody anticipated nor wanted. Now, normally, I'm on point and I prepare and I see through the nonsense and the media hype, but truth be told, Captain Crunch was out of town down in sunny Florida for 2 weeks visiting family. I was unplugged. I wasn't up to snuff on all the incentive nonsense and everything else going on. So I just listened to what I was told and took it as gospel, and my oh my, Kyle, was that a massive mistake. And that comes into this right here. It's very important that you make sure you're getting your news from a reliable source, that you listen to somebody that knows what they're talking about. And you want to know how you know if somebody knows what they're talking about? My brothers and sisters in Christ, you'll always know. That's all I got to say. If they're coming on a YouTube video, putting their face on it, giving you the details, giving you what's up, then you can kind of say they know what's going on. But a lot of people are unplugged, and I was unplugged for 2 weeks. I was the random Joe Blow sports bettor, and my God in heaven was it abysmal. You guys, Captain Crush loves you. Okay, I do. I really do. I appreciate you guys letting me do this each and every day for the most part. I do this. I do my live streams in the cord. You guys support me. You got me going. This is a new year. I hope this is the best year ever. I'm trying to get to, by the end of the year, 40K subs. That's an insane goal, but your goals have to be big, because if they're not and they're easily achievable, then what's the point? 40K. So what that means, comment guy, I need you to hit the subscribe button, do the Lord's work, hit the like button. You guys obliterated the like button on that last video, that long, lengthy video. Captain Crush, the last time I spoke to you gents, it was Thursday. No video on Flex Friday because it was my last day and I was traveling, coming back. Saturday, I did my Discord stuff. I was getting back. Sunday was the NFL. I did my live stream, and then Monday is today, and we're in the mix. So if you just stumbled across this channel and you're like, who the heck is this guy wearing the Prize Picks hat? You gotta know one thing, man. I'm here to help you with your process. Nothing else. I'm going to give you what I like. I'm going to give you the truth, the good, the bad, the ugly, and it's up to you to process the information and hopefully find a way to make some coin. If you follow the process, if you trust the process, you're going to be in the mix. So these videos, this one particular, it's the first day back. It's going to be long, but it's going to be a banger. So what I need you to do, comment guy, is this. Grab your favorite beverage of choice, a Red Bull, a Starbucks coffee, if you will, anything and everything you want. Maybe a bag of salt and vinegar, maybe some popcorn, because this is probably going to be 30 minutes of a master class, and I'm going to do my best to give you guys the information you need to give you some insights to help you win. So if you're interested in that, comment guy, bang, smash the like button like mama taught you right, or take a hike. Now let's get started. First things first, we're going to look at projections today. We're going to look at the market data. We're going to look at the fantasy point per minute tool. I saw a comment the other guy saying, hey, I can't get into the court on poverty. Where can I find fantasy points per minute? Brother, 90% of places have it behind a paywall, but I'm sure you can find it somewhere. But the edge that I give you is I give you the usage rate, their fantasy point per minute, the last three. And if you're in the cord, you get the fantasy point projection as well. The guy, Negative, in the cord, he helps me out with this. He does the Lord's work each and every day. He stepped up big league. One of my favorite members at this point. Why? Because he makes my life easier, man. I send him the data. He formats it. He does it with a smile, and it's accurate. And I do appreciate his services for helping your boy out. But there ain't no reason not to get in the court. I gave it away for $10 the other day, and there's still one for like 15. But guys, $25. It ain't nothing. It'll do yourself a favor. Get in the cord. We'll talk about that shortly. But we got to talk about them Portland Trailblazers, don't we? I mean, my goodness, it feels good to be home. I miss my family, but it does feel good to be back in the office where I can find my groove and get into the mix, because 2025 is going to be a banger. I'm looking at you, MLB. I'm looking at you, NBA, second half of the season. It's time to cook. But how about Portland? Here's the deal. First step of the process, you want to check out these game totals. We're looking for close spreads and we're looking for high over-unders. If you're not getting either of those things, scratch it off. You don't want to have a scenario where you walk into the aisle, you look at all the soaps, you see 100 soaps. Which one do you buy? Well, you look at the cheap ones, you look at the most expensive ones, you land right in the middle. That's where Captain Crush is a specialty. But we're trying to condense this into a smaller slate, all right? So the Bucks Toronto, 229.5 point total, 7.5 point spread, not too crispy. We'll get into that. Spurs Bulls 3-point spread, 236.5 point total. And then you got the late night hammers. Clippers Wolves, 2-point spread, abysmal point total. We're going to talk about that. Mavs Grizzlies, 231 with a 4.5 point spread. Could be crispy, could be a way to get your coin removed from your wallet and into the books. And then the Heat Kings, probably a fade spot for me. I'm not really interested in the Miami Heat right now, but maybe we'll see what we can find. Again, it's going to be a lengthy video. I told you, comment guy, buckle up and lock in. And then you got the Pacers Nets, 222, 10.5 point. There are some good gems from there. The Detroit Pistons, however, are completely banned. Not because they sold a slip, not because of anything like that, comment guy, but because I saw him throw a game and the coach literally kept his starters out when they were down 7 for 2 whole quarters. They will never see a slip of mine again until something seriously changes, even though there are some players in there that I would target. I'm a man of my word. But the Portland Trailblazer, 6.5 point dogs, 223.5 point total. We got options. What? I said we got options. You got the Toumani Camaras of the world right here, right now. You got the Scoot Hendersons of the world, the Anthony Simons of the world, DeAndre Ayton. Where are we going? Oh, me, oh my. So many options. But look at Toumani Camara's points. Minus 132 on Pinnacle at 9.5. So now we got to investigate this. Now, there was another prop that I liked. I told the court it was going to be bumped. It may come back. That would be his rebounds. But we got to investigate this. I feel like I'm a detective right now on the scene. You want to see something. 5.5 rebounds, 9 of 10, 90% hit rate. Look at the last 20. 12 of 20. But the last 10 where Portland's actually been trying, the man has been a wagon. He missed out on the Lakers, but that's neither here nor there. He only had 10 rebound chances. We know why. There's a lot of rebound grabbers over there. But check this out. Against power forwards, they're ranked 18th. But look, it's 5.5. It's bumped. So I'm looking at the points, and the points allowed, they're ranked 25th in points allowed to his position. Overall, they're ranked 17th. It is hard to get rebounds against Detroit. I will give you that, but checky, looky. He played them last season. We don't care. On February 8th, he only had 9, but again, don't care about that. He played 35 minutes and he only had 9. How many attempts did he shoot? He only shot 7 times, okay? And he hooked you. But let's look at the last 10, shall we? Okay, 15 versus the Bucks, 18 versus the Lakers, 12 versus Philly, and then poverty. Hit it again. Field goals, 11, 13, 9, 8, 6, 5, 9, 11. Folks, are you with me? 33 minutes, 38, 33, 31, 29, 28, 36. Why am I talking about Camara and I ain't talking about Saints running backs? It's NBA season and I just wanted to give you guys this option because I think it's a good play. Whenever I see this minus 132, minus 160 on MGM. So you want to know what's bringing this thing to where it's only 52%? FanDuel at minus 110 where they're pretty much saying, hey, it's 50-50, but FanDuel, I don't give a Brahma Bull's rear end about FanDuel's price shopping. I care about Pinnacles, I care about MGMs, care about PrizePicks. So we're going to check the projections and see what we got. Look, Toumani Camara having projected for 11.6 rebounds and 1.5 assists roughly, okay? So he's projected, that's a 2-point differential. So now let's go look at his fantasy point per minute and his usage rate, okay? He's averaging over 33 games, 30 minutes, a small little 13% usage rate, 22 fantasy points on average, and a 0.73 fantasy point per minute, which is absolutely the opposite of crispy. It ain't hitting cheap, but 28, 30, 31. These are his last 5. 22 is his PrizePicks line for fantasy. However, you can see, if we go back to the data, his juiced is minus 130, but his fantasy score is juiced under. It was 22.5, now it's 23, which is why now it's being shown under. Again, take the fantasy score over and unders on DG or any website that's doing this with a grain of salt. What we're focused on, the PRA at 17 is good, okay? His points, rebounds, I think they were at 15 earlier, but guys, the priority now for me would be the points or his PRA. Now, here's the thing that some of you guys may be lost in the sauce. You're like, Crudge, I don't know whether to go here nor there. You're wearing a PrizePicks hat. First of all, PrizePicks sent me this as a gift because the Christmas season or whatever, and it it cream colored, and I thought it would be crispy to wear with the black, but now that I see it on the camera, it ain't hitting, Chief. I should have thrown on the Thunder, but it's neither here nor there. I did it to rile up the tinfoil hatters. Now, we're talking about points. He's a role player. He ain't no stud. He ain't no G. He ain't nothing. However, when he is on the court, he does have that little 13% usage rate, and he does average 30 minutes. The micro matchup, 25th in points allowed. You saw that. Okay, Detroit, they're not going to play at a super fast pace, but they're not going to play at a super slow pace either. In fact, they're 17th in pace. So what I'm trying to say here, guys, is minutes equals money. If he does get the up end of his minutes at like 38, 33, 33, he can cover. He's not a high usage player. I'm showing you right here, 13%. Okay, now my projection model has him at 11.5. That's a 2-point differential. He's minus 132 on Pinnacle. So if those two things combine, I'm going to put it in a lineup. It's that simple. I'm showing you my process. You're literally looking under the hood and seeing how I build lineups. Is it an exact science? Absolutely not, fella. Nothing is. Nothing's an exact science except that this is hard, okay? We're projecting human performance. It's never going to go as planned. There's going to be coaches be in poverty. There's going to be foul trouble. There's going to be bad nights where they just shoot 1 for 11. I'm looking at you, Norman Powell, Colin Sexton, Alexander in the Cup game. I mean, things are going to happen. There's going to be foul trouble. It's just whatever it is, they're just going to have bad days, good days. But overall, we're looking for range of outcomes and what's most likely to happen. And what's most likely to happen, he's going to get 10 points. We're seeing the trifecta. You got the projections. You got the market data. You got the head-to-heads and the hit percentage. There's no narrative, and that is 3 out of the 4 boxes. He's going in the mix. So Toumani Camara, you just made the list in 2025, brother. Now, if you want to be conservative, like you should be in all things in life, you could go to his PRA Gabby at 14.5. Comment guy, I wouldn't begrudge you a bit. It looks like a wagon if you ask me. Let's take a look at the head-to-heads let's take a look at the last 10 on the PRA Gabby, shall we? We got time. I already told him it was going to be a long video. I never lie, Chico. Now, looky. 7 of 10, 14.5, 23, 25, 23, 14, 17, 10, 23, 23, 16. Now, why is this so important? 12 of 20. Because the range of outcomes, fella. Look, what I'm saying by that is you want to try to find his floor and his ceiling. Now, I didn't come here for you just to blindly tail a play that I'm giving you out. If you're one of those people, which I know, some of you kids, you're just, and when I say kids, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You're 19 to 20 years old. You barely got $10 in your pocket, so 25 might as well be $1 million. You literally come to a YouTube video or TikTok or live stream and you feel with your little Generation Z, whatever you are, entitled to whatever it is that you need. Fella, you are entitled to nothing. And I don't care if you win, lose, or draw. What I care about is this: you having a solid process. If you do the work, the chips will fall where they may. If you can look back at the end of the night, the read was right, you could say, hey, my process was sound, then you're in the mix. My job is to give you the data points to help you with that. Listen to this before you build your lineups. You'll be better off than when I found you. If you're just trying to get, well, I want just the picks and everything else, well then, fella, you're going to be depositing and donating on a weekly/monthly basis. If you don't believe me, check your own Pickett account for the proof in the pudding. Now, let me get back to the education. Range of outcome, 12, 11, 14, 14, 14, 10, 14. The line's 14.5. The floor here is pretty much 13. You can see he's hooking this line often, but look at the upside he has. What's upside? You're seeing the ceiling that he's getting, 28, 23, 23, 25, 23, meaning his upside far supersedes his floor, okay? Which means when he doesn't cover, he's still not covering by like 0.5, 4, but when he does hit, he's going over by like 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So you see what I'm saying? Range of outcomes, my guess would be he's going to land probably on 16 to 17 tonight. So that is how you would determine that. Now, that is a long-winded approach to tell you about Toumani Camara. Now, his rebounds at 5 flat were crispy. Are they on parlay play? You can get it at 4.5 on parlay play, actually. And his points, you could go down to 7.5 if you wanted to there, the Gabi there. But, okay, that parlay play has it pretty much the same as PrizePicks, except you could get 4.5 rebounds. Now, again, you can have all the best data in the world and it's still not hit, guys. That's the reality of what you're doing here. If it was as easy as finding the right data in the right plays, these PrizePicks underdog chalkboard parlay play, they wouldn't be in business, okay? Because that's their advantage. It's called the house disadvantage. It's literally, you can do everything right and still lose. And if you play poker, you know that for a fact. You get it in with aces, somebody calls you off with jacks, they spike a jack. What are you going to do? You got it in a 4-1 favorite. It is what it is. Let's move on to the second guy that I like, okay? Which is one of the biggest sell jobs in human history, and that's Tyrese Haliburton. Whoa, can I get an amen, chat? Tyrese Haliburton. No, you're not hearing things. Captain Crush is talking about Tyrese, and I ain't talking unders, believe it or not, okay? So, blocks and steals 1.5. I'm not quite understanding what's up with this line. If you look to the head-to-heads, he's covered it every single time. That is showing here 3-2, 4-4. It seems like it's too good to be true. I honestly thought PrizePicks would remove it already. They haven't. So I'm kind of just sitting here being like, what's going on here? Maybe I'm walking into an ambush. Maybe Captain Crush is about to get shelled. I'm not exactly sure. We're going to have to wait and see what shakes out. If you look at the micro matchup, point guard, steals allowed 6, blocks allowed 13. It ain't really that crispy. But if you look at the last 20, 12 of 20, last 10, 5 of 10, head-to-heads, he's hit it in all. It's just going to come down to which Tyrese Haliburton are we getting. He's exceeded 1.5 steals and blocks in 13 of his last 15 games over his bottom 10 defenses for blocks allowed. The man has been cooking. You heard it right. He's been cooking. I'm telling you right now, he's been cooking. So, see what we can find. Is he on Parlay Plizzle? We're going to break this down a little further if we can. There's not much to look there at Haliburton's blocks and steals, but I'll tell you what, Haliburton's been respecting coin as of late, believe it or not. Kind of cinematic if you ask me, but they don't have his blocks and steals. They just have his steals up here. Again, I'm not too sure what's going on here, but let's look at Haliburton's usage rate and fantasy points, okay? 36 games, 35 minutes on average, 21% usage rate, 39 fantasy points on average, 1.13 fantasy points per minute. Look at the last three, 54, 70, and 38. And to be honest, I've had pieces of him in those 3 games where he's been respecting coin, and maybe he's turned over a new leaf. He used to be a wagon of wagons, but nowadays, he's just not really that guy. But you can see there's only 2 books, 3 if you count Rebet, that have him up there, minus 125. Pretty much a 50-50. I showed you the head-to-heads. Now I showed you his usage rate. Let's take a look at my projection sheet. I know it's going to tell me 2. All right, 1.7 steals and 0.5 blocks. That rounds up to 2.25, which put me on him. So I have the data, the head-to-head matches up, which is how I make my projections. I already knew that. I'm showing you guys it, and it's going to be projected for roughly 2.25. But again, it's blocks and steals. So these are kind of like touchdown, anytime touchdown props. As good as it gets, it's still going to be risky, but either way, I'm having exposure to him. Okay, I don't like the spread in that game. And then on the other side, well, not on the other side, the same side, Pascal Siakam's RA at 10.5. Well, they already moved it to 11, so that's a moot issue. But maybe you could go to Siakam's RA at 9.5. Gabby, if you're looking for a wagon, if you don't want to take Haliburton's 1.5 blocks and steals, I wouldn't mind taking Siakam's RA. Now, guys, some of you guys, even in the Discord, I'll post a lineup, and then I'll see you taking it with massive bumps, 1 or 2 point bumps. Guys, when I say the lines are surgical, it ain't for my benefit. I'm telling you, these lines are perfect, which means they're running infinite simulations, trillions of them. And then at the end, they're taking what the average outcome was, putting it in a thing and saying, all right, is it going over or under? That is meaning it's going to be close within these lines all the time, which is why getting value on lines is so important. But again, you can get all the value in the world and still chalk. That doesn't matter. What matters is, did you beat the closing line value? Meaning, if you got Siakam at 10.5 and now he's 11, you got value, you made the right decision. So whether he chalks or not, that ain't, it is what it is, guys. And then if we look at Siakam, you can see here 7.8 and 2. That's roughly 10. This rounds to 8. That rounds to 3, which is going to put him at 11. So there you go. I don't mind that at all. So those are Toumani, Siakam's Gabi, Haliburton's blocks and steals. Now you're going to have to fade the blowouts and all those, but you could see here we got the popular play tab where dreams go to die. By the way, NFL yesterday, I pretty much every gut call that I liked hit. The only ones that I missed was the incentive nonsense. The Malik Neighbors, the Bowers. I had Mike Evans, and like I even said on the last video, pegged perfectly. Over 79.5, over 5 receptions, under 100.5. Cash that. I I should have made so much coin yesterday I could retire. Not really, but I should have made a lot of coin yesterday in football, but I ended up getting shelled because I paired wrong. It happens to everybody. I overvalued some information that I got that wasn't accurate, like Malik Neighbors. Plus, Malik Neighbors didn't play. He only needed 4 receptions, not 7, which is what I was told. I was told that him and Bowers were in this, the first 1 to 7 is going to have the rookie, and I didn't bother to go check the information. I just went with it and said, well, I'm taking it in the lineup, and it cost me dearly. And then I had another sell job. I sold myself. I had Baker Mayfield's pass plus rush yards, and then when I made my final lineup, I was only on his pass yards, which made no sense. I sold myself. I made a mistake because I was rushing. And then JSN, another incentive play that I took his yards, I took his receptions, I got shelled for it. The moral of the story is, don't worry about that stuff, guys. Don't worry about that stuff. It's a new day. Yes, it is. As they say in the New Day, the old New Day on WWE, and it's also a new year. Now, the popular play tab that I was trying, the popular play today that I was wrestling with was Josh Giddey. That game total, again, I showed you it could absolutely feed. I don't really think I'm going to take any of the Bulls because I'm so tired of the Bulls rotation. They have so many guards. It's so hard to pinpoint which one's going to go off. They all could go off. None of them could go off. I think I'm going to focus on the other side. And if you look at the points allowed for the Bulls, they're literally ranked 28th out of 30. Okay. So what I liked for Wemby was his alternate line at 24.5 points. This is going to be risky, but he's got 24.5 points in 15 of his last 20. And head to heads, he hasn't covered once, and he's only played them twice. But again, he only played 22 minutes here, which doesn't count, and then 31 minutes here last year. I don't really know what went down there. Let's see. He shot 20 times. He just shot terrible, 40%, but he's exceeded 24.5 points in 7 of his last 8 games versus bottom 10 defenses. It is the Goblin. It is the alternate line. I know he's going to project amazing because this point total is so high. The market data, like always, he's going to be juiced under. I guarantee you his full line is going to be juiced under. Let's take a look. Okay, points actually over 27.5 is it's minus 155 at 26.5. So if you can find it somewhere without paying rake at 26.5, that's crispy. I couldn't, so I went with the 24.5. They got him at 25.5 over here on ParlayPlay. I think that's good. If you were to take this in Camara, it would be 2x, a double up, if you will. Now again, it doesn't matter how good your plays are, it ain't guaranteed. 15 of 20 he's covered, okay, in the last 20. The bottom defense, points allowed 28 to centers. Overall, they're ranked 29th. It's a pace-up spot. They're second in pace, the Chicago Bulls are, okay? Meaning they're going to push the pace, which is good for Wemby. What I need him to get is minutes. If he gets 39 minutes, 35, this was overtime. If he gets 35 minutes and he shoots well, I don't see how he doesn't get this. I'm going with it. I know I have him projected well. Let's take a look again. I have him projected for 28 points and basically 11 rebounds. So 39 points plus rebounds. Let's check his usage rate and fantasy point per minute, and then I'm going to give you like 1 or 2 more, and we're going to close. I'm going to have a live stream today at 5 Central. 30 games, 33 minutes on average, 32% usage rate. That's massive. 55 fantasy points on average, 1.67 fantasy point per minute. Last 3, 63, 64, 55. Maybe you just take his fantasy score and call it a day. Maybe. I don't know, comment guy. That's up to you to decide. I ain't your mama, and I dang sure ain't your daddy. But it's probably juiced under. There's nothing here up for it. You know how there's comment guy? I talk about, let me do something for poverty guy. The guy who's like, oh, I can't get in the court. I'm gambling on sports every day. But this is what cracks me up about sports gamblers, guys, and gamblers in general. They talk about how broke they are, but they gamble every day. It cracks me up, bro. You're so broke, but yet you have money to put lineups in every day, right? Yeah, miss me, guy, because nobody's buying it. 1.67. Okay, multiply it on average 33 minutes. This is Wemby's projected fantasy point per minute using the tool 55. His line's probably going to be right around there. Let's see. Woo, his line is 59. That's high. 59 is high. I'm not going to tell you to take under on that. I'm not going to tell you to take over on that. You're going to have to make that decision, but I showed you on average he's going to project for 55 fantasy points with the fantasy point per minute in minutes. Now, that's 33 minutes. If he plays 35 to 36 minutes, well then, looky, 1.63 times 36, bazinga, he's closer, 58.68. And I cut some off, I did 1.63, his actual is 1.67. 1.67 times 36, bang, 60 burger. So if he plays 36 36 minutes on average he could cover. How many minutes is he going to play tonight? I couldn't tell you, man. You predict that, you'll be a millionaire in the end. So one thing too, I told you 24.5, but they do have another Gabi for him, which if you take the 20.5, it's 2x. If you take the 24.5, it's 2.25x. So honestly, I would just take the 20.5 because you're only sacrificing a quarter. Basically, for every dollar you bet, you're sacrificing 25 cents if you take the 20.5. But look, it's literally he only has to get 21 instead of 25. So this would be the one that you guys could take. That would be like your daily double play or whatever it is. So like him and Hallie, that would give you a daily double. So that's 3 players right there. Let's see if we can find 2 more. Cap, it's been like an hour, bro. I told you it was going to be a long video. I'm going through the process like cinema for you. So this is the process. You get in the Discord, you get all my projection sheets, the fantasy point per minute tool right here. You get my projection sheets right here. You sign up for DG Fantasy, use code CRUSH, you get 25% off your first month. You use those 3 things, you'll be profitable. You'll have a solid process. You attend Captain Crush's live streams, which are in the Discord at 5 Central today. We go over any last minute value. I give you my playlist, my lineups. You get access to my community, their stuff, all of it. You do that by going to CaptainCrush.net. Okay, it's right here. It's posted in the description, guys. Gold package. You guys are always out. How do I get in the Discord? It's simple. Trending like always on the Dub Club. It's linked to there. This is the one you click. Gold package. Right there, and you still have a promo code because I'm so generous. I'm such a great guy to help new members. $14.99 for your first month. Promo code Curry, all lowercase. It is for new members only. Again, the live streams at 5 Central. This is how you get all my projections, the fantasy point per minute tool, my plays, my lineups, all of it. But most importantly, guys, access to the live streams is worth all of it. Plus, you get the friendly banter of Crush and Crew, which I ask anybody in the comments, that's worth the price of admission alone. It's cinema and drama what goes on in there. Sometimes it's hilarious. It never ceases to amaze me. Also, if you sign up with any of my partners, the links are in the descriptions as well. Chalkboard, Sleeper, Parlay, Play, DG, you get 30 days free automatically. Simple. Cinema. Easy. Come on, man. Let me talk to you. Let's get in the mix. I want to meet you. You think you got what it takes to go one-liner for one-liner with Captain Crush? Get in the mix and let me see your best shot. I'm shelling people all year long. Now let's see what else we got. Ooh, we got Spencer Dinwiddie. 5.5 assists for Spencer Dinwiddie. Is it hitting? Okay, stop the count. Emmanuel Quickley, 28.5 points, rebounds, assists. I know my projections aren't going to be on him. 16, 4, and 6. He's projected for 26, but the market data here is pretty good. It's probably going to move up to 29.5. I do love the matchup for him. I just don't know if I can go there, but that would be like your dart, okay? His minutes are trending up since he came back, okay? He came back on January 1st, 32, 33. He was in here 26, 27, 14. He's very injury prone, unfortunately. But again, this is a good matchup. If you're going to take anything like this, I would have like limited exposure, but he is capable of getting this done if he gets big minutes. If he plays in the 36 to 35 minute realm range of outcomes, look out, because Emmanuel Quickley's going yard and you want to be on the right side of it, okay? But that would be something that's like 1 to 2 lineups max. We're going through here. I don't really see anything that's too crispy on here. Nothing really that speaks to me that I haven't covered already. You can see a lot of these Dallas Mavericks guys are being juiced over. You got my boy Camara still here. It's starting to move down a little bit. It may go down to 9. It may go up to 10. I'm not sure. Kevin Durant. First quarter points at 7. Josh Hart's PRA. Najee Marshall. I just personally don't know what I want to do with the Dallas Mavs. It is a late night hammer, so we're going to have to wait and see for the live stream. However, the Spencer Dinwiddie assist thing has me intrigued. I ain't going to lie to you. Lonzo Ball at 10.5 points assist. Was it always Lonzo? Let me take a look at Lonzo. 7 points, 4 assists for 11. So technically Lonzo Ball projects to go over, but do you want to do anything with Lonzo Ball, chat? I don't think, you know what I mean? It ain't LaMelo. I'm talking Lonzo. It's just like the dude's a walking, talking injury. It's unfortunate. I do like the kid. I do like the point total, but is he going to play more than 15 minutes? Okay. So like him and Emmanuel Quickley, those could be like to round out your 5 and 6 leg lineups that you limit your exposure to. You sprinkle them in the mix, a little dibble, a little dabble, if you will, and that would be that. Now, the Pistons for me, they're out of the mix. I'm just not interested. And then there's going to be a lot of other stuff that breaks during lock. It happens all the time. The crunch time window, the hour before lock, which is why you need to be in Crush's live streams. I do the Lord's work. Maybe PJ Washington's RA at 8.5. Maybe that's crispy. Let's take a look at that one and then we'll close. I do want to say Kevin Durant is in the mix. So is Booker. I just don't know which one yet. I need more time. It's only 2:20 Central Time. Man, this video is not even out yet. And you guys are used to me getting it out at earlier when I was on Eastern time. Sorry about that. I am going to make a commitment to get videos out earlier this year. It is hard for me because I do all my own editing, all my own stuff. So just be patient, y'all. Appreciate you guys. Smash that like. Look at the matchup. 20th rebounds, 27th assists allowed. Was it always the RA for Washington tonight? But look, he's failed to exceed 8.5 RA in 5 straight games on the road, but maybe tonight's the night. Okay, so real quick, I have Spencer Dinwiddie at 5.9 assists, and I have PJ Washington for 8 and 2. Oh my goodness! I have PJ Washington going yard. Give me that RA, brother. Give me that RA. I'm going with it. If he sells, he sells. I'm going down with the ship. So we will close with that, baby. Washington, where you at, Chief? And then we'll build more lineups on the live stream. You better be in the mix because I'm giving it away. I'm doing God's work. Look at this. He hasn't hit in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's due, and he's projected to soar. You love to see it. I'm going to take a shot on him. If he sells, he sells. So that's pretty much it. Again, guys, you got that promo for Crush's Discord, all lowercase Curry, the same one that's been all month long. I appreciate you guys getting in. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, you're not interested in the community, take a hike. You're not going to hurt my feelings, brother. Doing it for the cheap, but you get it all. You get a lot of content. I give you value for what you put in. I give you 100% of my heart and soul when I'm in town, back in my office. I was out for 2 weeks because I was visiting family, which is very important. It's more important than any of this stuff that I'm doing. Believe me when I tell you. Without family, it's all pointless. But I'm going to build one lineup here, and then I'll get out of here. Let's see. Washington. Okay, let's go to NBA. PJ Washington. Where you at, buddy? RA. Wow, they don't even have it on parlay play. Okay, well, I guess his rebounds at 6.5, I guess, is what we have to take. Okay, so Wemby, Toumani Camara, PJ Washington, 3.46 boost, and then they have their promos with Tyrese Maxey. That's probably good. He's probably going to get 20. That would give you 5x right there. That's not bad. You can take Wemby at 20.5. You could take Toumani's points instead of his rebounds at 4.5. That wouldn't be bad. That would be the parlay play lineup. Again, code CRUSH, links in the description. Guys, long video. First one back in the office. You knew it was going to hit yesterday. You know what? Real quick too. Hold on. Stop the count. Let's look at this real quick. Okay. Neighbors. This was the incentive nonsense that sold me. Evans cash. Sutton cash it all. Hook the receptions. Brian Thomas Jr. cash. Jaden Daniels reboot. Zach Ertz fantasy cash. Zacchaeus cash. McBride cash receptions. Hook his yards. And Bowers, which I didn't even want this. Again, that's why I said if you must play him. Because everyone in the chat was telling me, Cat, Bowers and Neighbors, they're competing. The first 1 to 7's getting $100 million. Know your roles. It was poverty intel. I took it on the chin. This was not it. Gut calls. Dowdle cash. Baker cash. Tolbert cash. Blake Corum reboot. Will Dissly cash. Again, a Tony Pollard poverty because someone said the incentive, no Spears cap, he's going to go off. And then Sanders cash. And then that was that. So, you know what I'm saying? I could have had a massive day if I left out the incentive poverty. Oh, and JSN, another incentive poverty. But it is what it is, guys. I wanted to show you that recap. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you can find a dub. Guys, the live stream's going to be hitting like it always is. We'll build a community slip today since we're back in the office. Here's the salute. Good luck in all your contests. And as always, my brothers and sisters in Christ, let's crush this thing.